Hello, fellow gamers. Welcome once again to Gaming Shelf Help. My name is Brad Davies.
I'm Drew Kochi.
And I'm Sarah Babe.
And today we are doing Home, MECH Kaiju, parenthesis, map-making RPG, end parenthesis. It is a tabletop role-playing map-making game of mech pilots that must protect their home from kaiju. The setup is that you are a mech pilot and the kaiju are attacking. Yes, think Pacific Rim, think pretty much any Mech X Kaiju type movie that you've seen or media that you've seen. And that's this game. The best part about it, and the big catch of the game is that you actually draw out the map where you're like, oh, this is where the mech is moving, this is where the kaiju's moving. And you kind of do it at a high level, abstract version of it. It's not like you're drawing out strategeries and all that other good stuff. You're literally just saying, representationally, this is what the map looks like. And it's kind of interesting. The cover has this kind of overhead HUD look to it. That's what kind of drew me in.
Yeah, and with the maps, you're not getting down to like, oh, this is how you draw a doorway in architectural drawings. You don't even have to draw roads if you don't want to.
It's literally, the game even says, do not worry about how you draw. You're just representing it on the map. And right. I've seen actual plays where people have drawn like squiggles as like, this is the squid that was the squid monster. The setup for the game is that kaiju attacked 1 year ago and more is coming. And you need to prepare for that. And basically, you're playing through the different fronts. So it's kind of that Pacific Rim style. You're fighting right outside your doorstep, and then you're fighting within the area where the monsters are coming out of. Then you actually have to go through that portal or ancient relic or whatever, and you make this all up at the table. You go through that and fight on the kaiju's homeland, and then you finally fight at their home base and kind of finish the whole thing out. It is really interesting because it does have a kind of a dial selector of like how dark and how deep do you want to go. It is a game about mechs battling kaiju, and yes, mechs will be lost, pilots will be lost. There is kind of that like, oh, big monsters have stomped all over a metropolis area and people have died. Like there's that kind of heaviness to it, but there's also that action scene-esque where it's like, I'm gonna go punch the kaiju now, and here's how I'm doing it with my cool laser punch fist. And
yeah, you don't necessarily have to see the bodies that have died or been squished or whatever. My favorite part of reading this little game, because it is a small game, it's not very long, was I got the song Home by Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros stuck in my head.
Ooh, that'd be a good intro song.
Right. And I just imagined that, which is a really good song, look it up. It's pretty fun and interesting if you put it together with this. It's a little bit of a juxtaposition, if you will. And oh man, I just imagined like going around in my stomping robot, trying to kill things.
Like the tinny radios crackle as you're going towards the kaiju.
Yeah, I'm 100% here for this.
So it's kickstarted and funded as of March 7th of 2024 to the tune of a little over $32,000 Canadian. Because he is a Canadian indie developer.
Of course they're Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some Canadians.
It is released as of July 17th, and you can find it right now. It's out on itch.io, DriveThruRPG, and Indie Press Revolution. I actually kickstarted it. I had been on this for a while because basically Facebook had an ad, and I was like, oh, it says Home, Mech X Kaiju. I'm like, I'm in, because mechs and kaijus, I do like both of those quite a bit. But then I was like, oh, it's got this like HUD overview map thing. I'm like, all right, I'm in. And I waited for it to kickstart, and I was like, I'm in. And even got like a cool patch that basically has like, it's like an in-world patch that has the like mech Viper pilot thing. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Which is definitely not going to be stolen by me.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
This game is made by Deep Dark Games. They're a Canadian indie RPG design studio. Per their About page, they make games that encourage creativity, especially about exploration, map making, and collaborative storytelling. The designer, writer, pretty much the one-man tour de force of this is Nick Grailwitz. On his bio, on his game designer page, he is a game designer, cartographer, and mech builder. So,
oh my gosh, like
that's literally what he says straight up. Like, you know,
all right, I'm gonna need to email him and be like, yo, do you do Gunpla?
I bet he does. I bet he does. Actually, the image he has on the front cover, I think he gives credit for back here. Yeah, it says licenses. Oh, licenses. Rift map image modified from the Wisconsin Geological Survey, Washington State DNR, under Creative Commons. That's what he used for some of the backgrounds on some of this. So it's literally like he just
from Wisconsin?
No, from Washington.
Oh, I thought you said Wisconsin.
From Washington. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So I was like,
from Washington?
Yeah.
That doesn't hit quite the same.
I have family in Washington.
Oh, there you go. All right, you're good.
I mean, it's sort of good.
And like Sarah said, it is a zine, so it's a small, thin. I think it's 36 pages.
Oh no, it's like 22.
It's
21, 22.
It's like 36 pages.
What?
Brad had it open to page 36, which is the last page when he said it.
But oh, son of a. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why it's only 21 pages on the PDF.
You gotta keep that in for posterity. That.
Yep. Yeah. No, that is that.
Today, this day, Brad was declared right by Sarah.
I mean, it's very common occurrence, actually. I will confidently say something is wrong, and then go, oh, okay, yeah.
It is though. It's small, so it's easily digestible. You can get right into it and see what it's all about. You're not gonna have to spend 5 hours trying to dissect and get into the system and the story in the book. So I like.
Yeah, I mean, I got through it in probably like an hour, and I'm a slow reader just because I'm a slow reader, and I just buzzed through it. It was so interesting to read.
Yeah.
So interesting to read.
So for mechanic wise, it is a no GM, no prep. You could literally pick this up off the shelf, read it, and play it. I think at the table. It also has a solo mode, which is interesting. I found that was very cool that they actually have a solo mode, because it is kind of solitary where you draw your own map, but as you play 4 players, it plays up to 4, and when you play 4 players, you all play kind of together off your same map, but you're also drawing your own homes, which is interesting and makes it so that you can expand the game out a little bit more if you have a couple people around, or if you just want to pick it off your shelf and play it, because as we know, logistics is the killer of all campaigns. So
yes.
Yeah, that and breakups.
yeah. The game runs off a dice pool system, so you're rolling d6s. You roll your boons, which are things that are positive for you, such as if you have like a research station, or you have a good weapon or something like that. And banes are things that work against you. So that is like the kaiju is stealthy, or the weather is against you. You roll those together, and any matching banes remove the boons. And then the highest die left, which is your highest boon left, is the outcome. 6 is best, 5 through 4 is okay, 3 through 2, not great, 1 is super bad.
It's like a mixed success.
Yeah, it's the mixed success. It's the Blades in the Dark, or the
success. Yeah,
it's not necessarily Blades in the Dark / Powered by the Apocalypse, but it is taking that resolution scale, which I think is a great resolution scale. Yeah. I mean, it just works out really well. That is what happens during that scene, and as you play those out, you play out like preparation scenes, and then you play out the monster battle, and then you fight the monster using that same dice system, and it is so quick. It's just boom, here you go, roll those dice.
There's gonna be a mother trucking montage.
It's not really a montage, it's more of the scene, but
I'm gonna make it a montage.
Sure. With a bunch of dice rolling.
You can't tell me how to play my game.
And then it has doubles on your boons are good. So if you get like a double 6, it's like a super awesome critical success. But obviously then if you get no boons, but like a double 6 bane, that's not good for you.
Yeah.
So.
Your life's gonna be a little hard.
So that's essentially the mechanic. That's really the game. It is short, to the point. It does exactly what it says on the tin, and I think it's clever and stylish. It is a zine, so I will always say insta buys to zines, because they're 10, 15, 20 bucks usually, and you get an interesting little game that probably would never find the light of day in a larger gaming ecosystem like a Paizo or a WotC or anything like that, but it does exactly what the genre is. If you want to play a Pacific Rim style game, if you want to play a mech versus kaiju or Godzilla fight type thing, boom, here you go. And you can tune it to what the group wants. If they want a more darker theme, if you want a lighter, more action-packed theme, it's tunable, and I think it's just clever. I think it's great to pick up. I think it's great for the table, and I think it's good for anybody who wants to do robots and kaijus. I think it's good for anybody who wants a kind of a shorter play scene, who is normally not a big narrative game player. I think this would work great for, because the scenes are very short, and it's not like you have to like role play for a long time. It's like, all right, what does your mech do? What is the preparation scene look like? Okay, cool. On to the next thing.
It also is very specific with what you need to talk about in the scenes that you role play, which makes it very accommodating to people who are not familiar with role playing, people who are not necessarily, who don't consider themselves necessarily the best at like ad-libbing. I think it's a very, very accessible game.
Yeah. It is also playable online. The actual play that I watched from the designer, he played it online, and he's basically just drawing on, I think, like Canva or something like that. And it's literally like, here's the map, and he's just back and forth between those two people.
Yeah.
And it was really, I was like, oh, most games aren't that easy to just play and do.
Right.
Yeah.
It takes nothing but D6s, which, I mean, cripes, you can get a dice roller on your phone, and if you have a piece of paper, you could literally play this on the phone.
Well, in any virtual tabletop, you can just roll 2 sets of dice too, you know, so I'm rolling 46 and 46 or whatever for my boons and banes. So.
You guys are a lot nicer, because I was like, you could just steal D6 from grandma.
that
from
too.
her Yahtzee set?
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Or your bar
Or
dice set, but I
Tenzi
suppose
or
not a lot of
whatever
families
else,
actually have bar dice sets around. That might be a Wisconsin thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it hits what it wants to be, right? It's very clear this is what it is. It hits those notes. I think it's a good either palate cleanser, or like, hey, you got people that love kaijus and mechs, here you go. I've got some other ideas of things that it can be used as a toolkit for that we'll get into in the deep dive. But yeah, on the surface, I think that's exactly what it's for. You know, the people that love that style of game or that genre.
With that, you can find it at itch.io in PDF form. You can find it at DriveThruRPG, or you can go to Indie Press Revolution. I think they still have copies available. You have to double check, but honestly, like I feel like you could grab this and run this off a PDF very easily. So
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, the PDF is very nice.
Yeah,
I like it.
it's available. I think we all say kind of, run out, grab it, put it on your game shelf.
Do it.
So yeah, with that, I'm Brad Davies,
I'm Drew Kochi.
And I'm Sarah Babe.
and we'll see you in the deep dive.